Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Pro Gamer Manager news today. We got 2,900 bucks for another banner. Great. That is fantastic. We need 300 of these little points to get analytics, so we're a little ways off from that. And I think other than that, we are good to go. Look at that, that's much easier to deal with. That tech screen, much easier to deal with. Look at that. Alright. And team room. Yeah, we're just sitting on lots of points. We can talk. Playing great, keep it up. Sure, you're right. I gotta go now. See you later, coach. Wow, okay. My goodness. Whatever. Practice. I wish it would stay. Let's go flanking, utilities, and then back to flanking. So does that stay now? Yes. We'll see if it stays for a little while. Whoops, wrong button. We'll see if it stays for a little while. Tactics seems to be fine when low on funds. Save or force buy. I guess we're saving, and so far it seems to work. Philosophies. Aggressive offense, balanced offense, passive offense. Well, current knowledge mentality, which is, I guess, is just balanced, is exactly that. So, great. And then scouting. Who cares? Not a big deal. So, we're in League 3, I guess is what we are in. Oh, that's easy. Solid win here. So, that looks better. The game looks a little bit better. I'll give them that. It's a little prettier, but I feel like this is a picture taken directly from Counter-Strike. That's what it feels like. I could be wrong, but I feel like this is Counter-Strike that we just took the picture from here. Anyways. Oh, my. Excuse me. I just woke up. Apologies. So the devs say the game is going to be released soon. Well, that was a bad loss. My goodness. They say they're going to release the game soon. That they're nearing the finished product, but when the game, after it does release, they're going to continue updating and adding more content to the game and all of that. And I'm a little wary of that. Like, really? In this state? Well, that's a good win, I guess. I don't know if the game really should be released right now. I'm honestly. Cool, 400 more fans. I'm not sure what fans do. I'm not sure. But the game as a whole, I mean, there's not a lot to do. I mean, you guys know that. I'm sitting here talking about something else completely it's related to the game, but ultimately unrelated to the game. Most of the time, because there's just not much to do. I mean, I've talked about what's in my fridge, or, you know, just my cat. I mean, I've talked about so much stuff that doesn't have anything to do with the game, because there's nothing happening. You know, take, for example, my absolute favorite game to currently play, that I've been playing for several years now, is the Football Manager series. It's a manager game, a simulation game, and in that game, pretty much everything you do and every moment matters. It very much so is the butterfly effect. You know, it's if you're out there on the field and you're watching your boys play, and you tell them to concentrate harder, to focus more on the game, because some of them look like they're getting unfocused, that will cascade throughout the rest of the match. Same is true as if you tell them to work harder or to just back off. Just like, you know, hey, we have a comfortable lead, just relax, chill, don't worry about it. You know, that has an effect. Everything has an effect, no matter when you tell them that little bit of information. Same is true off the field. You can speculate for players. All teams can recruit maximum 5. We don't recruit anybody. We already have the players we need. But when off the field, you can recruit players that, or you can recruit players pretty much any time, except for the little bits of the transfer windows, very small transfer window, or small point where you can't actually recruit players, which is fine. That's just the rules of actual football. Those are the real rules. But it's very much so everything you do. You can unsettle players at other clubs to make them more likely to move and less likely to play well for their club, or more likely in some cases, because they want to impress. And it's just everything you do matters in a football manager game. And there's always something to do and always something to look at in the Football Manager series. I mean, you sit down to go watch a game, and you're not just watching a little, little ticker over here go by, and then, oh, look, new number. Like, no, you actually can watch them play the game, more or less. And it doesn't have to be pretty, it doesn't have to be great, but you can actually watch them play the game yourself. And that's something that I enjoy about the match engine, is that you can actually run it in two different ways. You can run it in the way where you can actually see the physical human models run around and play the game. Or you can play it in the way that you can see all their numbers run around, and all you get are their jersey numbers, and you get their jersey names as well. And you see them run around on the pitch, on the field. And either way, like, neither is graphically impressive. Neither situation to watch a game in Football Manager is graphically impressive, but there's a lot there to watch and to enjoy. You're not just sitting like you are in Pro Gamer Manager, watching a little ticker fill up, and then it's like, if this is all that this is going to be, like, if this is the entire match system, just tell me the result already. Like, there's nothing to do here. It's a complete waste of time. So if this is literally all that Pro Gamer Manager is going to have, they need to just scrap it. Honestly, they need to scrap it and just be like, boom, here's the result. It's 16-2. You crushed them. Like, I don't need to just sit here and watch this tick by, especially when we already know we're going to destroy them. Oh, hey, we won. I wasn't even aware we were winning, like, the league was over. Like, that's how little I've actually cared. Hey, look, we won. It's just so easy. You know, there's no strategy involved here. Really, there is no strategy involved here. You know, I go over here to scouting. I just grab 5 players off of this. Their skill level ultimately doesn't matter. Their rank ultimately doesn't matter. It's just like, sure, we'll just play. We'll grab all 5 of those people, and we'll call it good. And that's essentially what we did. Except we did grab 1 through the scouting system in here, Lucas. He's not our worst player. He's not our worst player, which is really kind of sad. But, you know, we're getting better at a rapid rate, and we're just straight up crushing everyone with max team morale, max team synergy. I don't need to change anything. If I change anything, then we're going to suffer. So there's no strategy in that fact. That I have developed a tactic to play the manager game properly. And then that tactic carries through, and it wins everything. Now we're in League 2. We only have one more league to go, I believe. I guess I can't open it up right now. And as I recall, have we beaten the international matches? I'm not actually... Yeah, no, not quite. Not quite. We got close. I think, what, second's our best? Alright, let's go into another match here. See if we can actually win some international matches. Obviously, we've won the semi-pro matches. We have not won the pro matches yet. Oh, bye. Oh, excuse me. Oh, still have the yawns here. And the fact that this game is not engaging me enough to stop me from yawning is also pretty bad. Are you serious right now? Wow, that's absurd. That's another thing that I had a big complaint about this game. It feels like it's a giant dice roll. Like nothing that you actually have or do matters. Because we have a pretty kick-ass team. One of the best teams around, honestly. We do. And we know this because we've crushed every semi-pro tournament. At this point, let me just, like, okay, fast forward. Like, please let me just skip this because I don't care anymore. But we've crushed every semi-pro tournament, and then we go into this one, and we lose 3-0. Like, that makes 0 sense compared to what's happened in the past, which, again, complete and total dice roll. Makes no sense here. I don't get it. There's no explanation of the underlying mechanics. There is no control of the player to decide what happens. And this is a manager game. The point of a manager game is to control the game. And in this, I feel completely out of control. There's nothing I can do. It ticks by, and so what? Like, who cares? You know, I am a dungeon master. I have been a dungeon master for several years for the game Dungeons and Dragons, and it is a tough job. I will tell you right now, it is a tough job, but it is not wholly unrelated to Pro Gamer Manager here, so hear me out. As a dungeon master, you tread a fine line between being fair and between making the players not die when they're in a bad situation. Are you serious that Where Pros is even going to get third? Come on. We could have easily won this. They better at least get third. Thank you. Wow. So, when you're being fair, you're treading a very fine line here. You want to make sure that your players don't feel like there's any favoritism. Like, you're not just giving everything to one person or picking on one person very specifically. You want to make sure your players are happy and that they don't feel like you're playing favorites. But at the same time, you don't want to make your players feel like it comes down to just the roll of the dice. Like, if they feel like everything that's going to happen comes down strictly to dice rolls and nothing that they do actually matters, they're going to be bored with the game and they're not going to, what the crap? Come on! What is so different about this Semi-Pro Cup than the other ones for which we have dominated? We have crushed the other Semi-Pro tournaments, and in this one suddenly we just can't do anything? What is going on? This is what I mean right now. This frustration that I'm experiencing is not positive frustration. It is frustration led from confusion. And from the fact that the game is basing everything off of dice rolls. And as a dungeon master, you can't have everything be off of a dice roll. At least not obviously off of a dice roll. Because if everything is, then they're going to get bored, they're going to get frustrated, and they're going to feel powerless. And that's not what you want as a dungeon master. As a dungeon master, you want to empower your players and take them along on a journey. And that's very similar to what you want in a video game, honestly. A good video game will take you on a journey. That it will be difficult, but it will not be insurmountable. And it'll position the players in such a way that they can change the outcome however they wish. And that's not just giving them a decision like, do you kill the goblin chieftain, or do you save, or do you choose to spare his life? Like, decisions even more trivial than that should matter. Like, they should not be on rails necessarily in a D&D game. You know, if you fall down a hole, do you go and explore the hole, or do you try and get out of the hole and just ignore the hole? You need to let your players do both options in D&D. Because if you don't, they will always feel like their decisions don't matter. Whatever they want to do won't matter. So you have to be very careful on that front and make sure that the players' decisions do matter, in fact, and that they have a choice. And sometimes you need to fudge the dice results a little bit to make sure that they do have that choice. Make sure that they feel like they have that choice. You know, if the dice roll says that they completely screwed themselves on tying a rope to a rock, and the rope slips and then they fall down 10 feet because they can't climb back up the hole, as long as the roll is still reasonable, you know, 10 plus, then you might want to go ahead and fudge it, because, you know, they want to get out of the hole, and just be like, hey, your hand slipped a little bit as you were trying to climb the rope, and but you ended up making it out okay. But when you go over to inspect the knot, you notice that it's starting to come undone, sort of thing. Like, make it clear that this was really, really close, but you guys did it anyways. You don't want to just screw them out of every situation. They don't need to feel like they're on rails, or feel like they're limited to dice rolls. So that, I think, is the issue with this game. This is a game that has a lot of potential, and I don't know, there's a lot here that could be done, that could be great. But it's very empty. This game is very, very empty. There's a lot that I wish were in this game. Based off my previous manager gaming experience, there's a lot that I wish existed in this game that doesn't. That plain and simple just doesn't exist. And for the most part, that's not necessarily even quality of life, although some quality of life would be nice. Like, if this is literally what the League games came down to, is this? Fine. You know, if you're not gonna show me anything, at least don't make me sit around and unnecessarily extend the game, artificially extend the playing experience, because that is boring. That is honestly boring. Don't artificially extend the playing experience. And this game is all about artificial playing experience. There's nothing going on for most of the time, and nothing changes. I swear, if we lose this, I am furious right now. Are you kidding me? Come on. Wow, I cannot believe we just lost that. This is absurd. This is honestly absurd. We have no frame of reference here for this loss, or for any of the losses in the Canada FPS regionals. We have zero frame of reference. We have zero control over the situation. I mean, come on. We finished, what, 3rd and 2nd in these majors? Like, we are Super Cup, like, top-level Super Cup attendees, and we can't get past the Canada regionals. Are you kidding me right now? Like, this makes zero sense. There's zero frame of reference, and that's largely the entire game. That is largely the entire game. There is no frame of reference, and there is no control. There's absolutely no control. It has an artificial game time. As far as I can tell, fans don't matter. They have not changed how much money we make off of our website. And money, like tech and staff and all this, doesn't matter that much. I mean, yeah, we have an entire staff unlocks all this tech stuff, which is fine and great. But I've seen no money really come in from team jerseys with sponsor logo, or from the merch or the eShop. Like, I'm not seeing any money coming in from any of those. All we get is the little bit on the website with banner ads that we're not even monetizing. We're selling banner ads, and that's not what we're doing with our website. Like, we're posting detailed season coverage, but we're selling banner ads. Like, this truly is the epitome of what I do doesn't matter. This is the epitome of it right now. We're selling banner ads, but that's not what I chose to do with our website. It's honestly... Here, we'll do that since we're internationally renowned. I'm sure, I guess, we probably are. We'll just sell mouse pads. But honestly, that explains the entire game right there. Honestly, in a single chunk here, that explains the game in its entirety. I'm selling banner ads, but that's not what I chose to do with the website that I have. That explains the entire game right there. And that's not a good thing. That is honestly not a good thing. So, if the game were to release in its current state, I might give it a 5 or a 4 out of 10. Maybe less. It's not interesting. It's not in any sort of release state. And there's nothing to do. There's literally nothing to do in between, like, as matches are going, or even in between matches. In between matches, best case scenario, your guy's leveled up, you go to the team room, you go in here, you click a button, and then you're done. Bam. That's what you do in between matches. And then during matches, you do nothing at all. So, if the game were to release in its current state, it might even get less than a 4. I would have to honestly sit down and think about it. We're in League 2 now. Once we win League 1, then the series will be over. League 1 and a major, I guess. But we're almost there. We are almost there. So, anyways, it looks like... Okay, well, I guess it just picks random people right now. I was hoping it would say, like, what are the actual best players in the league? But that's not the case. These are not necessarily the best players in the league. So I suppose that's good to know. Anyways. that'll do it for the episode, guys. I'm upset that they have said they want to release the game in its current state, and those are my thoughts. So if you liked the video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friends if you think it's informative or you enjoyed it or what have you. Share it. I do appreciate it. And if you want to support the channel, there is TAD and Patreon in the description. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time with some more Pro Gamer Manager. Hopefully the devs will reconsider. One last thought on the release from the developer side. They might be opting to release the game because they're out of money, and they don't want to admit it. That they need more money to continue production. And the only way to get more money is to officially release the game, because the people that are waiting for the game to be released will then purchase the game. However, even if they're out of money and they need to get more money to finish the game, if you release it as is, you're going to get bad reviews, and people are going to request refunds through Steam Refund after playing this game for less than 2 hours. I guarantee it. So they might get a little bit more money, but I don't think it would be enough for what the devs might actually need. So, anyways, thanks for watching. DFTBA.